So you mean to tell me, for the last 23 years of my existence, I have never seen this art style until now? I am genuinely mad, right? So for those that don't know, or maybe you do know because you've been around the circle for so long, but when it comes down to Gentai, obviously we come through to look at it, looks nice, and then we kind of just do our thing and kind of go on our way, and that's essentially how it is. But this is one of the instances where I'm just like, dude, this looks better than majority of the shit that is out there. How have I not encountered this style and this artist at all until now? I'm mad that it took me this damn long to see this. Otaku Daikun literally even made a video about this like 2 years ago. How the hell did I miss that? So what we're going to be talking about today is Satoshi, hold on, let me make sure I said the last name right. Urushihara, I want to say. We're gonna look at his work, and basically mainly more so Front Innocent, which is the gens I just recently seen and made me realize how much of a beautiful art style it has, and how pissed I am that again it took me this damn long to realize this shit existed for this damn long. I don't really look super hard at different art styles nowadays when it comes to anime, outside of like the obvious standouts, because a lot of stuff looks pretty much the same. Everything kind of looks more rounded than usual and not like how the retro days used to look, which honestly kind of miss the retro days of how things look. Don't get me wrong, there's like some stuff now that goes hard the way it does, but personally the retro stuff can't necessarily be touched as hard, you know, like your old Tenchi Muyos and your Ranmas and things of the sort like that. And that's not me trying to shit on, you know, new anime that we have now, like Demon Slayer and some slight parts of Dandadan that looks a bit unique at times, and Kill la Kill and Panty and Stock, and like there's some unique shows that we still get, but nowhere near as like crazy and, you know, flashy and super in your face when it comes to style like the old 90s and 80s ass anime. Honestly, like we don't get that shit anymore, and it's sad. But I can only assume the reason why we don't get that anymore is mainly because of money and time, which is a bit of a damn shame. But then looking at it, it does make sense of how there is so many different anime to pop up every now and again. But then at the same time, you lose so much value of the art because you just mainly focus it towards a money and business perspective instead of the love of the game and the love of the craft type of thing, which is what is severely missing in a lot of different pieces of media just in general today. And so when I obviously seen Satoshi's work, dude, I lost my mind. I lost my mind because I have never encountered something this damn good, and especially from a Gentai of all places. Yeah, there's no surprise why they call this man the master of breasts, because I ain't gonna lie, I haven't seen Booba this looking good honestly since like when we talked about Valkyrie Drive recently, and then also like Interspecies Reviewer as well. I haven't seen that much good boob since then. So it's definitely pretty damn crazy to go back in the day, back to like what, 1994 when this came out, and see that there is just the sheen of Booba. There is just the absolute shine and silkiness of the areolas and things of the sort like that, and it looks mad good. And I'm confused and perplexed as again, how the hell did I not see this shit? Like now I'm at a point where, and this is just me just again discovering this today, but this is just me like, bro, now I'm at a point that is this like one of my favorite art styles now to look at? Like dead ass. Like the only other person I can think of that is like extremely talented in their art style and very good of like the actual professional level is like Nomura, because I absolutely love Nomura's art style, obviously, right? As a Cage person myself, there is no room for discussion and debate. His art style is really damn good. But now it's like looking at this too, it's like damn, this is might just be like right beside each other, or maybe a little bit past that. I don't know, but I don't want to compare art styles because, you know, art styles is obviously subjective and different, and you know, people can like whatever the hell they want to like and things of sort like that, and art shouldn't be compared in that way. But still, it's like damn, that is some high level stuff, dude, right? Imagine we see anime look like this more often than, you know, what we currently get with the simple art styles and easy to draw stuff and things of sort like that, bro. It will be cooking. No, there is no AI in this damn universe that will be able to capture what Satoshi threw down in these damn lines. right? And that's just kind of like the damn point. And it just goes to show you that still to this day, yes, with all the advancements in AI and all the advancements and all that type of stuff regarding the more simple approach into stuff, there is no beating actual raw professional talent that you get when it comes down to old retro shows, and especially of art and style like this. There's no wonder why Capcom went to him for some Chun-Li illustrations as well, because yeah, I would go to this man too if I want to see one of my own damn characters looking mad fine and looking saucy as shit as well. You know, that's just kind of how it is. Imagine Jay and Saki in this man's art style. I would lose my absolute shit. That's just me though. Alright, I took 5 minutes to glaze this man's art style. Let's actually talk about the Gentai itself, which, for innocent, not really like the most extravagant Gentai in the world. It's not necessarily the most craziest in terms of plot, but again, the art style carries it to a high ass level, which is a damn shame people don't see it this way, because bitch, this shit should be way higher than a 6 or whatever it is on my anime list or whatever, which, who uses that shit anyway? It's definitely not, you know, I would say the level of numbers and ratings as it should be. Again, granted, the plot doesn't really necessarily hit anything when it comes down to the first episode, because there's not really much there. Just some random chick named Faye and her maid Sophia, and you know, the whole Jane chick as well, and then her whole brother John and all that type of stuff, and having this crazy ass family relationship time in the damn barn stable, because sure, why not? You might as well get round right by the horse dicks. Like that's fine. But when it comes down to it though, it's still, even with the scenes it had, was still pretty damn good. Even the, you know, just straight up H scenes were pretty damn awesome as well, you know? And it's uncensored too, very cultured, something that you like to see in a lot of these different shows, but we don't really get to see that shit too often though. And also, just looking at the damn just setting of this whole place as well, and mainly the manner and how it's kind of conducted with the maids, just once again showing why maid women in anime just are the most goated characters of all time. Literally having a booba out, literally having their crotch out, everything's basically out, but they're still wearing the maid attire, just a bit more open though. And at the very same time, the person or the guy that's basically running the whole manor essentially is just clapping different women, even though he's like, you know, I don't need this right now, but I ain't gonna say no. And essentially, even with his daughter coming in the room, he's still mid-clapping. Just mid-clapping. They're just on this man. And that's just how it is. And I'm like, this is sauce. This is some actual sauce. Again, I have to say this again. Where the hell was I been? Where the hell was I when this shit dropped? I was not here at this point in time. But still, where the hell was I during all this time when I didn't know about this shit? Like, no joke, this is starting to give me more looter ideas for my own damn series now. I'm not even joking. But when it comes down to it though, it's just good. Even with there barely being any type of plot there, it's still pretty damn good. Like, obviously we can see that, you know, there's some random ass dude that's harassing the damn maids and shit, and just being on some evil ass timing, because of course there is. But at the very same time, you don't really get much of that in this first episode, and that's just kind of how it is. But still, even with like just the random barn scene, and then just at the same time just everybody kind of clapping each other, having a good ass time, like, bitch, can I live there? Can I live in that damn house? That sounds freaking good to me. Now, with all this glaze I'm throwing at this damn art, and at the same time this whole animation, you would think there would be an episode 2. But this is where the sad stuff comes in, and there's actually information of why and the reason of stuff that, you know, exists of why this hasn't happened. And it's mainly due to the fact this is expensive to make, which, no shit, having a show that looks this good, of course it's not. Like, I'm gonna keep it very much a stack. These animators that had to draw this stuff, I know their hands are hurting. I know they've been going through hell trying to make this good and saucy and all this type of stuff. Like, I know it is, but at the very same time, so it makes sense as to why it's so expensive and why you don't see something like this anymore. Because again, the studios now are mainly focused on profits and money and just trying to pump out the next show and all that type of stuff. We'll go the extra mile if it's called for that, but we're not going to necessarily just make it something like this anymore, which is, again, a bit of a shame. And because of that, we never really got to see, you know, episode 2 and how that came out to be and stuff like that, even though it's hinted at the end of episode 1, which we'll get to that in a minute, but still nonetheless it just is what it is. And the studio that was making this, I believe, also closed down, which again further shows that yeah, in episode 2 like this, 19 years on or so often, or however long it's been, we're not getting that shit now, are we? That being said, there is art books that you can find, and there is, like, you know, pictures online in those art books that exist where you can basically kind of see, you know, the girls from Lady Innocent and things of the sort like that, or Front Innocent. Why do I call it Lady Innocent? Mainly because it's got 2 names, that's the reason why. But when it comes down to it though, there's basically pictures that you can find of the girls and shit that you can kind of see kind of what happens in a way, or you can make inferences as to what went on, because at the end of the damn episode you do get to see that hey, something gone wrong. Maybe they had to sell the mansion or something like that, or maybe something went down where they had to bring all the ladies to the asshole guy. I think his name was like Mark, which he is a damn Mark. That's a British term for something. But when it comes down to it though, yeah, essentially they brought him there and they bring him for a whole ass orgy. No kidding, they literally did that. And assuming how things would have gone, most likely it was going to be a forced type of thing going on that no one really wanted to participate in, but set Mark and his people. And then they would have done Faye dirty. They would have also done, Mark would have done Sophia dirty just off rip, considering how she was screaming at the very end of the episode and they were just alone together, which would make me mad, honestly. So maybe episode 2 probably shouldn't need to exist, but at the very same time I'm also kind of pissed about that. But still, that's just kind of how it is though. There is information as to what would have happened in episode 2, essentially, from what I'm saying, and that's just kind of like bits and pieces of it though. There's not really like a whole bunch of information that's out there to explain it in further detail, but there is bits and pieces. Like apparently I think John was gonna save Faye at some point in time. There was also like a storyline where Sophia kind of had this whole discussion of like her whole sister relationship about being kind of covered up a little bit or something like that, and just some other stuff as well. And so yeah, there was gonna be some stuff, but that never really came through. And again, the only thing that we kind of can make inferences of this happening and being a real thing is the art pieces that does exist out there. So that's a bit sad and mad unfortunate. So to keep it very much a stack, the story is kind of open-ended, which maybe one day I might just make a Kikatsu OVA and just, you know, maybe do kind of the same thing that we did with Saki from Metamorphosis and kind of just say Sophia or something like that. I don't know, I'll think about it, but that's just kind of my brain and all this type of stuff. And also, speaking of Kakatsu, thank goodness there is actually Kakatsu models of Sophia and Faye. Thank you, because I was gonna get mad if I couldn't find one. I was gonna get mad if there wasn't one in existence. So at least there's that. So expect some Sophia content or some Faye content, both actually, on Twitter at some point in time in the near future, probably today if anything. But when it comes down to it though, I really wanted to cover this because, again, the art style that Satoshi threw down is so dang goated, and this ain't even the only stuff that he worked on. He has other doujins as well as other like films too. I think there's like another one called like Plastic Little that looks pretty good. There's also like, I think like a Legend of Lemnir or something like that that's also in existence, and that looks pretty damn good, and the art even looks better maybe. But still, nonetheless, it's just so damn good. All of it really is. And it just goes to show you once more that artists are just so damn talented. And then you wonder why sometimes I do cover artists on this damn channel. Let me know. Have you seen his work before? Have you seen this Gentai before specifically? Because I'm curious as hell, and let me know also if there's a favorite artist that you really like in the professional field as well, or just in general. Let me know in the comments. But hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on my out. Also follow me on the socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi and Cash App is available as well. And until then, it's Jay signing off. Have a blessed day.